Welcome to another episode of Book Rev with Bala on botchpod.com. As always, I'm your host, Bala Ado. And on this channel, we give book authors the platform to come on the show and in their own words, tell us the message they intend to pass across through their book. You're a book author? You want to come on the show? Why not? Drop your message in the comment section and we'll get back to you shortly. On today's episode, we'll be reviewing the book Before the Vows, 21 Questions You Should Ask by Olu Joseph. Welcome to the show, Mr. Olu Joseph.
Thank you very much.
To start with, Before the Vows, 21 Questions You Should Ask. What inspired you to write the book?
Brilliant question. A few years ago, I was so excited with my beautiful wife, and I decided to go on a journey with her to Dubai. When we arrived there, I was informed that there is a love garden that was just opened, and I said, okay, let's go there. When we got to that love garden, I saw men holding ladies' hands, seated and telling the normal sweet things. I love you. I want to marry you. I just saw a lot of them. And I was already 15 years in marriage at that time. So this year is 24 years.
Wow, congratulations.
24 years. Okay.
Congratulations.
And it now dawned on me, these same men and women that tell themselves, I love you. You are the sugar in my tea. You are the butter on my bread.
Yeah.
Will, in a year or two, say...
Will it be the same?
Irreconcilable differences, and then they divorce. Now I began to wonder, what could have caused such thing? There must be something behind it. While we're coming back from Dubai to Nigeria, in the plane, I started having those thoughts. Maybe you should write a book on how to prevent divorce. Questions you should ask before you get married. And guess what? My wedding was on the 21st of September. So it dropped in my mind that, okay, write 21 questions.
I wanted to ask her, why not 10? Why not 50? Why 21?
Exactly, why not 100?
Yeah.
21 questions you should ask before you get married. And then the questions started dropping one after the other. Wow. I wrote in the plane, I wrote everything down. Wow. And when I got home, and now I didn't consult anybody. I just sat down and finished the book. Wow, 21 questions you should ask before you get married.
So I wanted to ask you, is there a timeline? You know, some people say that the third date is the magic date when you know whether you want to continue with the relationship or not. So is there a timeline, or how long do you think one should take before you start a relationship with somebody?
There is no one solution to all this problem. There's no one solution, no one, as it were, one description. Yeah. It can take you 6 months. It can take you 1 year. It can take you 5 years to get married. Yeah, it can even take you a week. There are so many situations that can come up, and then marriage can. But you know, marriage, like I used to tell people, that marriage is not, it did not come from your village. It didn't start from your village. It didn't start from your tribe.
Exactly.
God who created you and I was the progenitor of marriage. So if you understand the purpose, in my book is written the purpose for marriage. If you understand the purpose of marriage, then you will decide whether you want to follow that purpose. Because people say, I get married because I want to have children. That's not, it's jara. It's an extra thing. It's having children, you can even have children without getting married. I hope you know that. Now, having children, using them as a point of contact for you to marry is wrong. It's totally wrong. The first reason for the purpose of marriage is companionship.
Okay.
That's the first thing. God that created Adam, who is our forefather, as it were, say it is not good for a man to be alone. The same thing is not good for a woman to be alone. So it's companionship first. So you need to look out by yourself. the person that you want to get married to. You need to make that decision by yourself, whether you're a lady or you're a guy. Companionship is the first reason for marriage.
Thank you. So there are two questions that caught my fancy, if I may use the word. Age barrier. It's the norm. If a 70-year-old man sees a 20-year-old lady, he wants to marry her, there's no problem. But if a 60-year-old woman wants to marry a 30-year-old man or is in a relationship, all hell breaks loose. The mother of the boy will be crying. They use jazz on her. So what are your thoughts?
Basically, age is a number, Abi. That's what they say. It's up to you, basically, that you choose the age gap. If an older woman wants to marry a younger guy, it's your choice. Personally, it's an issue for me. Personally, I would prefer that the guy is older. I would prefer that because we have seen in the last 8 years, I've been actively involved in premarital counseling. Okay. And now, recently, because the married people are now saying, no, don't do before the vows. Had after the vows, which I just started now. After the vows, because we now discover that she's 5 years older and then issues come up, they quarrel, couples will normally quarrel, right? You normally have your own issues. And they say, I'm not your age. Is it because I stood so low to marry you? And then, of course, because we are guys, you feel your ego is being attacked and you can just walk away. So this has become a recurrent problem. And for you viewers or listeners, if you want to avoid such thing, please don't go into it. Love is good, but something keeps your love going is character. Nobody talks about this part. Whether you're a guy or a lady, your character, the way you build your character to love that same person you said, I love you to. The way you build your relationship with the person matters a lot. If you lose your cool and you start saying things that will make the other person feel like I'm being abused, then the love begins to dwindle. And before you know it, somebody will say, I don't mind, I won't go home again. I've seen a lady recently, this year, a lady called me. Of course, was searching for marriage counselor in Abuja. For once you are looking for a marriage counselor in Abuja, it's type marriage counselor. My face show because I'm good at that. And then she said she was the one that paid for the wedding. Right. She was the one that gave the guy the bride price. And while we're doing the counseling, the guy was actually like this. And I saw abuse. I could see it in his eyes that this guy was a goner. And there's nothing we can do. I only counseled and said, well, this has happened. You shouldn't be saying this outside again. It has happened. You loved him. That's why you provided that money. You won't be the first. So go and submit to your own husband. To your own husband. Meanwhile, she's a lawyer, so she started arguing with me and arguing with the two of us. I said, wow, what else can we say? How can we counsel her? Go and submit yourself to your own husband. Be humble, that's the word, humility. So if you want to get married, please marry as a guy, somebody who's younger. That's my advice, personal advice to you. But it's your choice. If you choose somebody who's older than you, then you also need to do what? Humble yourself and just love the person.
Okay, that takes me to the next question. How to avoid being served breakfast? Okay, for our viewers, breakfast in a relationship where you're in the Nigerian context is a slang that means being dumped. So how to avoid being dumped? So, Mr. Olu, how can one avoid being served breakfast in a relationship?
Thank you very much.
Or in the marriage?
Well, how to avoid being... I had a program recently on this particular topic, how to avoid being served breakfast, which is a Nigerian parlance, Nigerian statement. It's basically mean how to avoid being given heartbreak, right? There's so many points you can. Be an original person. Don't fake it until you make it. Don't fake it when you are dating You know, like my daughter will say, the talking stage. The talking stage is the toasting stage. she's at that position now. She's about 22 years now. She's at the talking stage. At the talking stage, be original. Don't fake anything. Because when the person discovers, definitely that breakfast will come. Because you have lied. You are not original. So I will tell ladies and guys, please be original. That's one point. Be original. Don't fake it. And you will not be served breakfast. Second point, the issue of money. If you are earning 100,000 naira and you are dressing 500,000 naira, that's fake life already.
Living beyond your means.
Beyond your means. That means you'll be a thief. You are going to steal.
To
keep the appearances, please, let us run the way we are. I remember I just had two jackets and one trouser when I was dating my wife some years ago, some 25 years ago. And we got married 24 years. It's been 24 years now. Now, the issue of money, be truthful with your finance. Don't lie. Money and originality, 2 for now, because I have about 10 we can't hold on this session.
Okay. So in today's world, we have people that are saying they don't want to get married. They want to stay single. Yes. Marriage is not for them. So what are your own views? Is marriage for everybody, or do you agree with people's personal views that marriage is not for everybody? Some people want to stay single all their life. Maybe for some people, some women, okay, I'll just have a child and I'll live my life by myself, and men too have that same view. So what are your thoughts?
Thank you very much. Now, the choice to get married lies within us, whether you want to get married or not. Personally, I want to get married and I got married. You also have a personal choice to want to get married or not. Some can be for religious purpose, some for personal reasons, for medical reasons. You don't want to get involved with anybody. You don't want your heart to be broken.
To serve breakfast.
So you have the right to
everybody has the right.
Yeah, everybody has a choice to decide to marry or not. It's up to you. But it is good to get married. That's my opinion.
Basically. So your final thoughts and how we can get a copy of your book.
Okay, my book is digital right now. When I started, it was actually physical, but somehow I went to a place and somebody said, no, I don't want, don't you have in PDF format? And then I put it on, it's on Seller. If you go to Seller and type Before the Vows. Before the Vows, 21 questions, you pop up. Or you go to YouTube, it's also there. My YouTube channel is Before the Vows TV. There's a link there that leads to the book. So you can get it online, download it on your phone, and read. And there, I say, if you buy my book, you have a free session for premarital counseling.
It comes with a free session.
Free session.
How many minutes or how many hours?
Just 1 hour. After that, you pay.
It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank
you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and kindly tune in to our next episode. Thank you. Bye.